My next guest, he's a professional mixed martial artist with a record of 13 wins with 4 losses. He's currently on a 7-fight win streak and most recently won on Dana White's Contender series when he earned a UFC contract. Please welcome onto the show, Victor Martinez. How you doing, Victor?
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm doing good, doing good.
How's everything going, man?
Pretty good. Just um, getting back into training this week. It's my
Yeah,
first week back in training, just regular schedule, and then back to work and all that. I had taken 2 months off from work, just so I can focus on my last fight. Um, and I'm just getting back in the rhythm of things and stuff like that. But I mean, everything's good.
that's good, man. That's good. Now, of course, I know that kind of things have been kind of wild for you, with everything going on. Again, focusing on a training camp and doing the thing in MMA, man. Congratulations. You earned the UFC contract on the Contender series,
Yeah.
man. It's kind of, I'm
Thank
sure
you.
it's been a wild ride, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's been like 10 years of competing and then like 11, 12 of training, and it's been pretty crazy like this whole time, a bunch of ups and downs.
Sounds like the sport of MMA.
Yeah. And it's crazy when like other fighters, you hear other fighters say like, oh, highest of highs and lows of low, and stuff. And I'm just like, damn, it's true. It's so true because we all go through that, like sometimes we're all like, we're winning, we're doing so good. And then sometimes we lose, and then that's when it's hard. But, I mean, I've had my fair share of losses, and I've learned a lot from them. And I think it's actually made me a way better fighter. It's just at that time, we don't see it like that. We're
Yeah.
like, damn, we lost and it hurts, and then, but in the long run, it's beneficial for us. It works
Yeah,
out for the best. Yeah.
definitely. I think I've heard, a lot of, great names, great veterans say that, losing sometimes it's necessary to take you to a whole nother level. It's failure in general, especially when you're
Yeah.
working towards your dream. So now, I want to talk about the Contender series and we'll get to that for the audience out here. But Victor, I want to know about you first, man, because, people see Victor Martinez, the guy that fought on a Contender series, won,
Yeah.
setting records, earning that contract in the UFC. But people don't know about, that 10, 11 years that you just spoke about, briefly. People just see what they saw on the ESPN app, but
Yeah.
talk to me about your journey, man. How did it all begin for you? Why MMA? Was it something that you automatically knew, or did something that, a different turn in life that took you to there?
Uh, Man, I was never like want to be fighting and stuff. You know what I mean? I went to PJ North Raiders and
Okay.
here in Far
Hey.
and I met a real good friend of mine, Beto Humberto Garcia, right? And me and him are like brothers to this day. And then I remember when I met him, he's the one who introduced me to UFC. I had never even seen or heard of UFC, right? And I remember one time he was like, "Hey, come over to my house after school, and I'm gonna show you this fight and this and that." And I was like, "This fight, like I don't even know what you're talking about." So then I was like, "But all right, you know what I mean? Like I'm down to go hang out." So I went over and stuff, and he had the Roger Huerta versus Clay Guida fight. That's the one that I saw, and
Hooked
it's
you.
so funny to say that because Roger Huerta also went to I don't know if he's from here or not, but he went to PJ North for a while. I know he lived here for a little bit. I don't
What?
know his whole story and stuff,
Dang.
but I was like, hey, that's pretty cool, and
Killer of a
and
fight,
yeah,
man.
so huh?
Killer of a fight, man.
Yeah, it
It's an
was a
awesome
real
fight.
good fight, and then after that, I was like, hey, this is pretty cool stuff, like I wouldn't mind just training,
Yeah.
and and I found a jiu-jitsu school
Okay.
and I went to it and I just kept going. But I first started off with just strictly jiu-jitsu. I didn't do any MMA at all, and because at the time, man, MMA wasn't even, and it's still barely growing here, and
Yeah,
there was
especially in the
really,
Rio Grande Valley.
yeah, in the valley, like at that time there was really nothing, there was a few jiu-jitsu schools, that was it. And then a year and a half into it, just jiu-jitsu, I I started doing the MMA part, and started doing the boxing and stuff like that. And I was a junior, no, I was a senior in high school when I first started training and doing. And I had never done nothing before. I didn't wrestle in high school. That's one thing that
Okay.
I regret not doing when I was in high school, like taking it a little bit more serious, and I should have done some wrestling. But I mean, I'm just glad that I came across jiu-jitsu and stuff, and I started training with that, and then I crossed over to MMA, and I took my first fight when I want to say 19 or 18.
Oh, okay.
I did, yeah. I fought Agapito Perez, and STFC was around, at that time, and
the South Texas.
South Texas. I
forgot.
South Texas STFC. South Texas
fighting champion. Yeah, cage fighting. Yeah, something like that.
So
it's been a while, man. Right?
I know it. STFC. South Texas Fighting Championship.
There you go.
There you go.
No, it's crazy.
I know it's been a while since they've had a show, and I'm real good friends with the owner Raul, and I still talk to him and stuff, and like he would always tell me, like, if you keep going, you'll one day, like, just keep pushing and you'll eventually make it to the UFC, and then it's so crazy. He called me the day after I won, and he checked up on me and stuff. So, I mean, I've always had respect for Raul, and he basically started me off in his organization, STFC, and he would always put me in his cards. Like, he would always call me, like, hey, you want to fight? And you want to be on the next card? You want to be on the next card? And yeah, it took off from there. I lost my first fight against Agapito Perez. He trained at the time. He was training with Frank Trevino and Abram Torres. And I remember fighting him, and I had never even been in like a fight environment like that. Like walking into the cage and like
drunk
fans,
people.
everybody's yelling, like
drunk people.
So all that was brand new to me, and but I mean, dang, like I felt like I did pretty good for my first fight, and I ended up losing it in the second round. I got TKO'd. And then my second fight, I fought in Laredo. At this time, I'm already meeting my coaches that I have now. Carlos Diego Ferreira and Rick Avendaño, my boxing coach. And I met these guys, and then I was kind of down about my first fight, and I had told my parents, because my parents, my mom didn't want me to fight,
Of course.
And
mothers sometimes.
Yeah.
And
and to this day, she still hasn't even gone to any of my fights. She went to my first fight, and then the way I lost and everything, she was like,
"No puedo ver eso."
Yeah, that's it for me, And then I was just like, all right, you know what? Well, I guess it's not for me, and this, I just won't do it. And then I met Diego and Coach Rick, and they were like, "No, just do it one more time. We'll help you out. We'll help you get ready." I was all right. So then I got ready with them for my second fight, and I came up short. But man, that fight was going so good for me. I fought in Laredo, Texas. I fought Sonny Luque from Laredo, Texas, and that fight was going so good for me. But at the end, I got real lazy with a takedown, and he jumped into a guillotine choke. And but he got me, and I tapped. So that was 2 losses back to back.
Start off the career, correct?
Yeah, that started off my career, and then it was kind of hard for me to even like want to continue after that, right? So
yeah,
I was like, man, I should just stop and just like do something else, and then I went on a 4-fight win streak after that. I fought Juan Pina. I remember that was my first knockout win. And then I fought this guy from Austin, Michael Lito. That was my second win. And then
I love how you remember.
Huh?
I love how you remember. I've seen some fighters are like, I don't even know, dude, what happened.
No, well, I mean, like, it's just like I don't know. I think it's cool, because it's like a little journey. You fight him, and then every fight has its own little story, and it's pretty crazy.
Did you come close though to stopping altogether MMA after the second loss though? Like, was that something that you really contemplated continuing? And if you did, I mean, what got you through it? Because obviously it worked out. Obviously.
Yeah.
Did you contemplate that?
What's up?
Did you contemplate just saying, nah, I'm done with it? I'm 0-2. Nah, I'm done.
Well, yeah. I mean, I had already said to myself, like, man, I'm just gonna do something else. I'll just keep training,
Okay.
and there is a big gap from when I fought my second fight to my third fight.
Okay.
So I mean, I was still just training because I still liked to train at the time and everything. I was like, I'm not gonna stop training. So I just kept training, and then I was helping Diego out for his fights, and then what happened? I was helping Diego out for his fights, and then they just Raul had offered me another fight, and it was like I said, there's a gap in between. I don't know I forgot how long it was, but I ended up taking it. I was like, all right, you know what? Let's give it another shot. So that's when I fought Juan Pina, and I think he was from Brownsville or Harlingen. I'm not sure. And that was my first knockout win, and I was all pumped and excited, you know. And I was like, well, yeah. I mean, I was happy, you know. I was an 18, I was like 19 or 20-year-old at the time, and I was just like, oh man, I want to continue doing this, and I did. And then that's when I fought Michael Lytle from Austin, and then I want to say I fought. Oh no! And then after I fought Michael Lytle from Austin, I had a fight scheduled, and then Mike Bustos, had a fight scheduled, but he fought at 170, and both of our fights fell through. Both of our fights fell through the night before, before weigh-ins, and I still remember Raul called me and he asked me like, hey, do you still want to participate and fight? Mike Bustos' fighter also pulled out, and I was like, well, damn, like I would have to go up on weight, you know, it's 170. But I ended up taking the fight, and well, thank God everything came out good for me. I ended up winning the fight by decision, and then I fought this guy from Dallas, Delius Borges, and then that's when I got my first title shot after that. And that's when me and Luke Flores from Mission fought each other. But I mean, like, there's no bad blood there. Luke is my boy. I'm wearing his shirt right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's me and him have our story, you know, and that's how we met. After that, we became good friends and training partners. And I lost that fight. He tapped me out with an armbar, and but like that fight, I learned so much. Also, you know, like my first two losses, I learned a lot. When I fought Luke, I learned a lot, and I just feel like you learn a lot more when you fail. You know, like when you come up short, you do learn a lot about yourself. And then after Luke, I fought what's his name? I fought Rocky Long from Houston. No, I'm sorry. Jose Cabral from San Antonio. I fought Jose Cabral from San Antonio, and that was a tough fight with him. He, my bad. I messed up. I just skipped somebody. I fought Deuce King. After Luke Flores, I fought Deuce King from Austin. You know, and I had seen him fight before before I even fought. I had seen him fight in SCFC, and that fight that he fought in was a good fight, you know, and I think he was a champ for SCFC for a while. And then when they threw his name at me, I was like, well, damn, like this guy, like he's like a vet, you know, he's been around for a while. So it did kind of get me nervous, but I was like, you know what, let me I gotta test myself. So then I ended up fighting him. I beat him in the first round, you know, and I was like, damn, like you do surprise yourself when you believe and you work hard, you know, and
of course.
And I ended up winning that fight in the first round, and then by a TKO, and then I fought Rocky Long from Houston at STFC also, and then I beat him in the first round, and then after Rocky Long, I got a call from Combate Americas.
Okay.
And they were barely coming up, and they offered me a fight in LA, the Combate show over there. So man, I had never fought out of Texas or out of the Valley either. Well, I mean, I fought on Laredo. What's up?
I mean, yeah, no, I get you. I mean, Laredo's like, what,
Yeah.
2 hours away from the Valley, man? It's a huge
Yeah, well, Laredo.
LA.
Yeah, I know, right? So I was like, oh, I've never been, I was excited for that and all that. I thought that was pretty cool. And then I was like, well, yeah. So we took it. And man, it's so funny because I fought Eric Gonzalez, Ghost Pepper.
Okay.
And he's fighting in the UFC this weekend and against Jim Miller. He got signed to the UFC recently. And I just thought that was like me and him always kept in contact after we fought each other. He's a pretty cool guy and we'll message each other through Instagram and stuff. But that fight was a good fight too. It was a pretty close fight and he ended up pulling the win over there in LA and he got the win. And then I fought after that. Like I was motivated after that. I was like, man, I gotta come back. Like I can't just like take a long break. So I forgot. I think I started fighting for Fury after that. And then my first fight was my first fight with them was in San Antonio. And it was against man, I can't remember his name. But he was a Brazilian. And Curtis. I have a wall in my room.
Yeah.
And I try to keep like a poster from each fight that I have.
Oh, okay,
and
cool.
And I have that poster up there where I fought him. It was Gleison Curtis from San Antonio.
Nice.
And
now, for you, I was gonna ask, for you, that LA fight, was that the last loss before you went on the win streak?
Yeah.
You won 7 in a row, correct?
Yes, correct. Yeah. After that loss, I've won 7 in a row. And I learned a lot about that fight too. Like that fight always replays in my head when I'm like, I don't know why it's weird, but I always remember that fight. And I remember what my coaches told me in that corner and what they told me in that fight in the corner, that stuck with me. And I just remember that every single time that I'm about to fight. And I just follow what they said. I just take it with me, every fight. And it just pushes me. And then I fought the Curtis, the Brazilian from San Antonio. And we knew he was going to be really good. He fought Diego in a jiu-jitsu super fight.
Okay.
So him and Diego had already competed against each other. So Diego already kind of knew how he liked to grapple and stuff. So that's one thing that we had focused on a lot. And I ended up coming out with the win. That was my first win after my loss. And then I fought Nico. After that, I fought Nico also for Fury, but this one was in Robstown. Yeah, they made this one in Robstown because he wanted to do like in the middle, so I could take the Valley people or my fans or whatever, and then he could take his fans from Houston. Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool too. I was in the main event for that one. I was a co-main event. The main event was Roger Navares, and I'm guessing that's why they did it there too, because Roger is from Corpus, and I fought Nico in that one, and that one was kind of like, I don't know, like I got the win and I won the belt and stuff, but a lot of people were booing and stuff because I had hit him, and he looked knocked out to me, but when he hit the floor, I guess he woke up when he hit, and the ref was already like pushing me off, like he called it off. So I was like, hey, well, damn, like, it's not my job.
That's not your fault, man.
Yeah. So I celebrated my win, and a lot of people didn't like that or whatever. But he's another guy that when I see around, I'm real cool with him, and I talk to him, and his coach is real nice to me also. I actually ran into him not too long ago, and on a Houston card, I was out there cornering a friend of mine from the gym also. And I ran into Nico's coach, and we just chop it up, and we're pretty cool. He's a nice guy. And then after I fought Nico, I fought Luis Luna in Combate again. They came to Hidalgo, that this was back in 2009, December 8th. Yeah, that and then I won that fight. And I think Luis Luna at the time, he was ranked number 1 or number 2 here in the state of Texas. I think he was ranked number 1, yeah, and I was ranked number 2 here in the state of Texas. And I thought that was pretty cool. I'll go back to the ranking thing right now. And then I fought Luis Luna, and then I beat him. He was another guy that was like a vet, you know what I mean? Like he's been around for a while. He actually fought in SCFC a couple of times, and he was from West Texas, somewhere up there, and he would train at Jackson Wing.
Okay. Yeah.
In Albuquerque, and then I fought him here at in Combate in Hidalgo, and I beat him in the first round by TKO. And then, well, the whole pandemic hit, you know, and then coronavirus, all that. So it took me off for like a year and a half, and then
madness, man.
Yeah, I know. Well, so that's not even. I mean, that was bad, you know. It sucked, you know, because everybody was just like
Yeah,
what the hell, you know? Like everybody was messed up about it, and then but in that year, my Coach Safe, got me a fight in the Contender series, because I was in a 6-fight win streak at that time already. So he got me a fight in the Contender series to fight last summer in 2020, in 2020, and then I was getting ready for that fight and stuff for the Contender, and I injured myself. I injured myself, and so that sucked for me. You know, I wasn't gonna be able to fight and compete. So my coaches were like, "Now we're just gonna have to pull you out." So man, that was so heartbreaking for me because I was training really hard for that fight, and I was motivated. I was excited because I was getting my shot, you know, to fight for the contract.
It's a dream, right?
What's up?
It's a dream.
Yeah, yeah, like that's what I had been working for so long, you know, and then I got injured and stuff, and all that. I was just kind of like, damn. Well, I mean, that sucks. So I had to pull out of the fight. So that was already gonna. So that turned into a year, you know, of me not competing or nothing, and just rehabbing and stuff. And then I finally started training again. I got better, and my coach told me, I'm gonna get you a fight. Just be patient with me and just, you know, like just hold on. Or when the time is right, you'll get it. I was like, okay, fine. So I just kept training, and throughout this whole time, Diego still has his fights coming up, so that helps me stay ready, you know, and keeps me in shape and helping him out, and I'm getting all this experience by going with him to all these UFC events, you know, like watching everything and like seeing how everything is and stuff. I feel like all that added up to this last fight, you know, like it helped me be ready mentally and just experiencing all that, you know. So that was a whole year and a half without competing, and then my coach calls me and he's like, I got you in during the Contender September 21st, which is this last one. Yeah. And I was like, all right, okay, let's do it, let's get it. So and then I just started training for it, and now I got my contract.
It's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just going off and off.
No, I mean, it's a good story, man. And like people need to see that, you know, people just see the TV or Instagram or the apps and, you know, the glory days, but there's a story behind all those things. And, you know, you worked at it, you know, again, starting from 0-2, you know, I've never fought, but I'm sure like if you miss at something, man, it's not a good feeling, right? It's just not, you know, confidence can be, you know, hurt, and you went through it and you overcame adversity and you rolled through a win streak. You were able to get it. And even then, like, see, I didn't know you were scheduled for a Contender Series fight year ago. And, you know, unfortunately you got injured. There's a lot of bumps on the roads, you know, throwing agony. Now, how big of an impact has Diego made on your career?
Man, like he's made a big impact in my career. I mean, like I just everything that he's done for me and everything, and maybe I don't know, maybe he didn't do everything for me, you know what I mean, but he always included me in it, you know. I was always a part of it, and all that experience, I feel like, is what led me to winning this fight, and just experiencing being there in his corner before, you know, and experiencing how everything goes down like on fight week, like over and over, and seeing him walk out and me being behind him, you know, like, and like I'm not walking out, I'm not the one walking to the cage to fight, but I hear everybody and I see everything, and I feel like all that helped me out, you know, and man, and I'm grateful for that, you know. I feel like if he wouldn't have done that for me, maybe I wouldn't be where I am right now, you know. And I mean, he knows what's up, you know. I always tell him that thanks for everything, and him and his wife, and I'm grateful for everything they've always done for me, because I mean, they helped me get to where I'm at, you know, from the beginning, and of course my coach Safe, you know, like he's a big part of it too, you know. He when he would be a part of the corners too for Diego, like he would always tell me, you know, like just pay attention, you know, just look around and just like get the feel for it, you know, like just don't let this like experience go to waste, you know. And I was like, yeah, you know, and it's true, and I feel like all that helped me out for this last fight that I had.
Shout out to Diego. Diego's one of the nicest people that I've ever gotten the opportunity to talk to. So shout out to him. His wife is really smart, man. You know, I was watching this documentary, I think one of those UFC countdowns where he was featured going, I think, to the Pettis fight.
Okay.
I believe that. Yeah. And you see, like, you know, how smart, you know, they are, like his family is. And that obviously that's a huge thing, you know, him being an athlete and his wife being really smart, you know, it all just really pays off and mixes well together, you know, as far as like nutrition and everything, all the work that he's putting in. So shout out to them, man. Really smart people. Some of the nicest people. Shout out to Diego, man. Nice. And you're training at his gym, correct?
Correct. Yeah, I train there. I mean, like, I have a few gyms that I train at, but my main gym is Team Fajeda, you know, and I do my boxing with Rick Avedaño. We're there at Team Fajeda. And then I also do boxing with Rocky Robaldino over here in San Juan, but that's like a strictly boxing gym. And man, I really love their gym, you know, like I just try to take what I can from everybody, you know, and just like build my own, like build what works for me and stuff and keep it, and what doesn't, I won't use it as much, you know. But I mean, I've learned so much from both of them, and because Coach Rocky Robaldino came into my career when I first started fighting for Fury.
Okay.
You know, so I mean, it was a while back, but not too long ago. And I've had Coach Rick since my second fight. You know, so I mean, like I've learned so much, and in the little bit of time that I've had Rocky with me, I've learned a lot too. You know, Rocky has shown me so much, and I'm grateful for them, for both of them, helping me out, and I also do. I work at the UFC gym in McAllen.
Yeah.
And I train there too. You know, I get my trainings in there sometimes, or sometimes they'll come over here and they'll hold. My coaches will hold pads for me, or we'll train there. You know. So yeah, I mean, I have different little gyms that I go to, but my main one would be Team Fajeda.
You get to train with Gilbert
Urbina?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, I haven't trained with him recently, but dang, like them too. You know, like I remember I met them. They did their debut when I fought. Yeah. The Urbinas did their debut when I fought Mike Bustos at 170. I remember that. Yeah. And I remember being in the back. Eli had just fought, and then I hadn't gone up yet. Eli came back, and he had a bloody fight. You know what I mean? He come out, I was just like, oh shit, you know, like, but he won, you know, and he came out with the win. But it's like so crazy because I remember them I remember when they were younger, you know, they were still in high school, or Gilbert was still in high school. I remember I met them at a gym at Cinco MMA, because because we cross train, you know, so I went to Cinco MMA, and I tried cross training there one time because Joseph Daly, I don't know if you've heard of Joseph Daly, right?
Yeah, I've heard of Joseph Daly.
So Joseph Daly invited me to go train there, and I went, and then I met Gilbert, Urbina, and Eli, and man, like Gilbert was still in high school. He was getting ready for his wrestling tournament. I think state. Yeah. and then now look at them, you know what I mean? They're like,
They look like they're really tall people, man.
yeah, they're big dudes.
Gilbert looks like he's really tall, man. I've
Well, I
messaged
mean,
him really
Gilbert
tall.
thought I think Eli's taller than Gilbert.
Jesus, yeah. The Urbinas are tall, man. I wish I would have known what kind of tacos they were eating back in the day. You know, the valley is good for its food, man. It's also can also be hard to diet over there. I mean, I always tell people, man, best Mexican food, man. Don't debate me. Yeah, it's the Rio Grande Valley. If you don't have that
You
tacos there,
you
man, you can't compare
Yeah,
it.
people say Austin or
Nah,
San Antonio,
man.
and I'm like, nah, bro.
Or look, this is legit Tex-Mex. Get out of here. You don't need.
Yeah.
You got to go to Ultimo Taco or something over there, or
Yeah.
those mom and pop shops over there in the Rio Grande Valley. Good stuff. Now for you, Victor, again, as you've gone through the journey, now let's talk about the Contender Series, right?
Okay.
You talk about how the experience with Diego really made it a big impact with you and it helped you and you took it with you. It's priceless stuff. Going into that fight, though, how were your nerves going into this fight? You know, you've had, you know, at the time, you know, you're 13-4. So at the time you had 16 fights going into that fight. Was it different for you? Did it have a different feel? We knew that what's at stake for you was different, but was the feel different for you?
Like as in nerves and stuff?
Yeah,
or...
some nerves or just the mentality, the mentality. I mean, it's different. I can imagine it's different from fighting, you know, your Contender Series between fighting a show in the Rio Grande Valley. Complete different, correct?
Yeah, well, the intensity and the back was like, you know, like a little bit more because I mean, like you said, you have that at stake, you know, the contract, you know, like it's not just it's not just a loss. It's like he's taking your dream from you, you know?
Yeah.
And man, okay, so when I had lost my fight, I'm sorry, I'm going a little bit back because
you're good.
This is important. So when I lost my fight against Luke, my coach told me, oh no, it wasn't Luke, sorry. It was Eric Gonzalez over there in Combate.
Yeah, the decision, correct?
The decision. My coach told me you can't lose anymore. He told me, I remember that talk. Diego was fighting Sacramento in the UFC, and no, he was fighting Poirier in Virginia, and Coach Safe. We had a talk, and he had told me you can't lose anymore. You know, you lose one more time, it's gonna be kind of hard, and like we can't afford it. So that talk that he had with me stuck with me for every fight after that. You know what I mean? Damn. Every time I would go in there, I'd be like, all right, I can't lose no more. I can't lose no more. Like, if I lose one more time, that's it. I gotta fight hard, you know? And man, like 6-5 win streak, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy how what somebody tells you and you repeat it to yourself what you can do, because that's basically what I do before I go into a fight every single time. Like whatever they told me throughout my training camp, I repeat that to myself. Like just little things that stand out to me, you know, and I'm always telling myself what they told me, and I did the same thing for this fight for the Contender. Like I was like, man, I can't lose, and this is the one that counts, you know. I cannot afford to come up short in this fight. And that's what I was telling myself while I was in the back waiting for them to tell me, all right, go, you know, like your turn. And like, to be honest, that week I was always telling Diego, like all week that we were there, I was cutting weight and stuff. I was telling him, man, I feel good. Like this week just feels good for me. I don't know. I just felt really good. I was nervous, of course, because like what was there, you know, it was a contract in front of the matchmakers and Dana White, and but I wasn't as nervous as I thought I would be, you know. And I felt like I was when Coach Steven told me, oh, you're in the Contender, I thought I was gonna be super nervous that day, you know. And when I was there in front, I've been nervous more for other fights than when I was for this one. And I guess, you know, I put in the work and I trained hard, so I was confident, and I felt good. Yeah. Like everything was falling into place for me, you know. But I'm not gonna say I wasn't scared or I wasn't nervous. I was, you know, but I wasn't as much as I thought I would be, being in that situation that I was in with everything at stake, you know. But
it was a good fight. It was a good fighting. You know, you broke record. You know, you broke a record going to that fight. But now it didn't start off, I'm sure, the way you wanted it to.
No.
You know, the first round, you know, you had to overcome some adversity. But I think, you know, yeah, obviously you're a fantastic fighter, you know, and I think if anything, you know, you grew from that, correct? I mean, it
Yeah,
helps
yeah.
you, it kind of opens an eye sometimes. And you went out there and you freaking, you know, landed the most significant strikes in a bout, in a lightweight bout there for the Contender series. I'm sure you weren't thinking of that when the fight was going on, but
Oh
you're,
no, no, I wasn't.
I know you
Yeah.
weren't, because obviously you had other things to worry about. So you went there, got the job done. You know, you got that record on there, and then Dana White decided, you know, obviously you got the contract, but leading up to that, did time kind of feel slow for you until they told you the decision? Did you already know you got the contract? Did you already feel confident in yourself, or what was that
Mm.
feel like, the waiting period? Because I'm sure waiting period sucks.
Well, I felt confident because I mean I was the first fight, right? So like you
Okay,
said, I had to wait to the fifth,
longer.
yeah, to the last fight, and but every time the second fight, it went no, it didn't go decision, or did it? It went decision. I think it did. Yeah, it went decision, and I was like, okay, like there was no finish, there was no knockout, nothing, right? And
Yeah.
then the
Okay.
third one went to decision. The fourth one, I think, went to decision too. And there was only one knockout, which was the main event,
Yeah.
or a TKO, or something, right? I
There
think
was a
that's the way.
finish. I can't remember right now.
Yeah, I want to say that's the order. So I was towards the end, I was a little bit more comfortable. I was like, man, I think I did enough, and I was confident, you know.
Yeah.
After the fight, um, right after the fight, I wasn't sure if they were gonna sign me, um, but I was sure that I won the fight with that takedown that I did.
Okay.
So when I won the when I won the when I got the takedown and I won, I wasn't 100% sure that he was gonna sign me, but he had already tweeted Victor Martinez's most
Significant
significant
strike.
strikes. Yeah, he had already tweeted that, and my coach, we were in the back, Coach Save, he showed it to me. He just turned his phone at me, and I looked at it, and I was like, that's when I was like, all right, for sure, it has to be like he
Yeah.
just tweeted that. You know what I mean? Like,
The time I was there to tweet that.
yeah. So I felt more at ease. I was like, all right, I'm more comfortable now. Let me enjoy the fights, and I did. I got to enjoy the fights and stuff, and I watched one of my training partners compete too, he and Steven, and it was good. It was a good night. And then when he was calling us out, when I was the first fight, so he got to my fight first. I mean, I was confident because of what he tweeted out.
Yeah. And then he told you the words. You got the contract. How did
Yeah,
that feel, man?
man, uh, it felt good, you know. With anything that you're
Yeah.
doing in life, like you're going for it, you're going for so long, and then you get it, and you're like, fuck, like I feel good, you know what I mean? But that's not it yet, you know. That's the crazy part. Like I'm barely getting started, you know.
It's just to start your dream.
It's just to start your career, yeah. And I'm just like, damn, okay. But I mean, I took a week off, you know. I got to enjoy it and let it sink in and stuff, and well, so, I mean, I'm back to training, and I'm ready for what's coming up next, you know. And I'm excited, and it motivated me. It got because, like I said, remember I was a year and a half without
Yeah.
training, so I was already kind of like, dang, like I haven't fought in a while. I had gotten injured, so this fight definitely like just boosted me up, and I feel so motivated. I'm just waiting for what's next, you know.
Definitely. How crazy was the reaction from the Rio Grande Valley crowd, man? Is it a lot, lot,
Well, I
lot of love
mean,
and support?
yeah, I mean, the night of, well, I mean, I wasn't here, obviously, right? But a lot of people told me that a lot of people were watching him at restaurants and stuff. They were watching the fight. I was like, hey, that's pretty cool. I didn't know there were like people knew, you know, like I didn't really promote too much about the fight and stuff.
Yeah.
Just like my close friends and my people that have been following me since the beginning, they knew. I knew they knew for sure. Um, but when I got back, people were like, yeah, people were watching at this place, at this restaurant, so and so. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Hell yeah. Like, to get that support, you know, and just that love and support from where I'm from. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Like I told you, Puro 956.
Yeah.
The Valley,
Gee.
man. That's
Yeah.
that's the spot, man. Now, for you, so what's your goal going into the UFC? Of course, you know, maybe not thinking too far ahead, right? But what's your ultimate goal in the sport? Victor?
So I don't want to think too far ahead, you know.
Yeah.
They signed me my contract. They gave me a contract, so my goal is to win these next fights in this contract. That's just a goal that I set for myself. And get a newer contract, a better contract. So right now, that's my main goal. I was like, all right, I'm gonna train hard, get these wins, continue with my win streak. God willing, everything goes good for me, and it happens the way I want it to, and get a newer contract, or a better contract. So as of now, I mean, that's my goal. Yeah. I mean, I also, I mean, it's kind of off topic of MMA, but
talk whatever
I also
you want,
have
man.
like, huh?
You can talk whatever you want on here.
All right, cool. Well, I also have my firefighter license.
Nice.
So that's another goal that I have too. You know, that I want to get a firefighter job, and I'm doing that right now too. So like this whole time, it's like I've had my license, but every year you have to renew it. So I would just keep it. I would just keep renewing it, and when I didn't have a fight, I would look for a job. And then when I have a fight, I put that aside for a little bit, and I just focus on my fight. So right now, that's one of my goals that I'm doing right now. I am trying to get a job since I already fought. But like I said, like, I mean, those are my two goals that I have right now. And I just, hopefully everything goes good and I can accomplish them.
No, definitely. Now, is there a specific timeline that you would like to ideally fight for your next fight, specific opponent or anything like that, Victor?
I don't have a specific opponent. I do want to fight one more time this year.
Okay.
You know, I would like to fight towards the end of the year, like December. It's crazy because I just saw the main event from my card. He has a fight booked already, you know. So yeah. I was like, I mean, if he got one, I mean, I'm sure there's a chance that I can get one too, you know.
Yeah. Sure. So
I'm hoping I do fight one more time this year. If I don't fight again this year, I would like to fight early January. You know, it does sucks because it takes away your holidays from you, right? But
the food, right? Some good
things. All that stuff, all that good stuff. But I mean, it's happened, you know, and it's part of this, you know. And it's happened before when I was getting ready for other fights. Like, oh, I can't do anything because I have to fight right after New Year's and Christmas and all that. So, but I mean, like I said, like, it doesn't matter. I would like to fight in early January or late December.
Definitely. Now, real quick. So, Victor, are you a actual like UFC fan? You keep up with the fights, with the cards and everything going on, or are you just, you know, busy? You're busy. You can be a very busy individual. You get a chance to watch the fights?
I do watch them. Sometimes, I mean, I'll miss some and stuff, you know. But I mean, I like to watch them. I have the ESPN app on my phone, you know. So wherever I'm at, if there's a fight or if there's a particular fight that I want to catch, I'll like get on there and like, oh, it's going on, so I'll watch it. And then if I have something to do, I'll just turn it off and then go do what I have to do. But if it's like a big card or something, yeah, I'll go to a friend's house or whatever and sit down and watch them, you know.
Definitely. Now, I want to get your opinion on two fights coming up.
All right, go for it.
So, you got Colby versus Usman, part 2, the rematch, right? The first fight, to me, was an awesome fight, man. As good as it gets. It was. Very entertaining fight, man. And, you know, I only say because of me, man, because, you know, we all have the right to like something different, you know. But to me, it was a phenomenal fight. I think Usman's going to get it done again. The scary part about Usman is that he improves every single time he steps there, man. And he makes it more impressive. And I go back to the Jorge Masvidal fight where it was a decision, granted, short notice for both guys. And then he comes out there for the rematch and just starches him and finishes him. Yeah. Kind of thinking the same thing's going to happen with Colby, man. Do you agree, disagree? What do you think, man? It's a really good main event.
I don't think he's going to starch him.
Okay.
Like fast. I think it's going to be a fight because Colby's good too. You know, Colby. Yeah, Colby's good. I'm not a huge fan of him, right? But he is a good fighter.
Yeah.
I like Usman. I like his style of fighting, and like I think he's gonna take it this time again. And I don't think it's gonna be easy because Colby, like I said, like we said, Colby's good, but I think Usman takes it. And I think the move that Usman did he wasn't with Gaethje the first time. Yeah, training at his camp. Yeah,
no, he's trained. I think going into the Was it the Gilbert fight?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I think
No,
going into
yeah, it was Gilbert.
Yeah, going into the Gilbert fight is either going to the Gilbert fight or going to the Masvidal fight. That's where he just switched things up. Where with Gaethje and Rose is training over there. They're up in Colorado, so they're
Yeah,
training with Corey
yeah,
Sandhagen as well.
yeah, yeah.
Murders Row
No,
over
well,
there.
they it was when he fought
Gilbert.
Gilbert. Yeah, because they both trained at the same gym.
So
Yeah,
and
so
he turned it
Gilbert
up, man.
stayed and he took off, huh?
He turned it up, man.
Yeah, and I think that move was good for him. You know, like it seems like it was like he's been doing good. You know, he's only had like he only had 2 fights on that with that team, but I mean he seems like he's getting better. Like you said, like every fight he looks good. So
be interesting.
I think that move over there is gonna help him out a lot against Kobe again.
Yeah, I hope it's a hell of a fight. Now, Dustin versus Charles. It's gonna be December 11th. Very intriguing fight here, man. I love it, man. I love this fight. It's a great main event here. Can Dustin Poirier finally do it, man, and get that belt?
I like Oliveira. I like both of them. You know, so as a fan, I would like Oliveira to stay the champ.
Okay.
You know, but oh man, Poirier is just he's good, you know, and I really like Poirier's boxing and the way he like puts his combinations together. I think he's really good. Can he do it? I think he can beat Oliveira.
Absolutely.
But I would like Oliveira to stay the champ. Yeah.
I think Dustin's gonna win, man. I think it's a tough one, right? It's a tough one. The thing is, my only concern with Dustin is, and I've again never fought, right? But my thing is going from Conor twice, like training for Conor twice, versus training for Charles is a complete 180. And I say this because I think today Charles would beat Conor. I think so, to be quite honest. I think Charles would beat him. I think Charles. So it's a big step up, man. It's a big step up. No disrespect to what Conor can do, but you know, Charles has the threat of the ground, right? Better ground. It's not going to be an easier style matchup where, okay, Conor's not going to shoot for the takedown. And if he shot for the takedown, I mean, Dustin was able to just swap him out and just get on him, you know, and make it a 10-8 round. Not going to do that with Charles. So it's going to be very intriguing. But the thing about Charles is he's not a quitter. People need to stop saying some stupid stuff like that. You know, the man's overcome adversity multiple times and was able to switch the roles, especially against Chandler.
Yeah, again, when he fought Chandler.
Yeah, insane. So the guy knows how to overcome and he knows how to stay, you know, keep his, how do they say it? Keep your foot on the pedal. He knows how to do that. So it's very intriguing, man. I think Dustin gets it done. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big good fight, that one too. I'm looking forward to that one a little bit more.
Yeah, that's going to be on December 11th. And now, as we're nearing near the end of this interview, I want to ask 3 different questions because people just see Victor Martinez, the fighter, the man that won at the Contender Series. I want people to see, you know, you outside the cage. Okay, so I'm just going to ask you 3 quick questions. Answer them however you feel. Okay.
Okay.
So first one is, what's your favorite thing I have to do after a fight?
Like right after my fight?
Yeah, right after a fight. What's your favorite? I mean, shower and everything, get ready. You know, clean up.
Bro, I just go. I go home.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I just go home and just chill. I mean, I'll go grab dinner. Yeah. Right after because I'm hungry and stuff. But after that, I just want to go home and lay down. Like after this one, after my last one, I told I had some friends that went over there to Vegas just to hang out and wait for me, you know, till after my fight. And I called them. I was like, yo, like, I'm gonna stay in. Like, I'm tired. You know, you have a big like adrenaline dump, you know, and like I don't like doing anything right after. I'll just go eat and then I'll just go home.
Like being a homebody instead.
Yeah, I just rather just lay down and chill.
Definitely hear that, man. What's if you train with music on, what's your best what's your go-to kind of a playlist or kind of music that you like to listen to when you're training?
Okay, I like rap, hip hop, I like I listen to old school stuff, you know, like NWA.
Oh, I was gonna say NWA.
Yeah, NWA. You know, Eminem. You can't go wrong with that. D12, like all the D12 and
man, you should check out I don't know if you watch football, but the halftime show for the Super Bowl is gonna be pretty.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, for sure. I'm too lit for that. Kendrick. Yeah. Like just the fact that Kendrick's gonna be there. He's another one that I listen to a lot. Like I'm like, man, I'm tuning in for sure. Like, I'm a huge fan of Kendrick Lamar, and so I listen to him too. Schoolboy Q, J Rock, all those guys. And well, yeah, I mean, those are usually the guys that I like to listen to. Drake, I like Drake too. There's some songs that I like to put while I'm training from his that get you going and pumped up, you know.
Yeah.
Man, there's just I mean, music like that. I like Chameleonaire. Chameleonaire is good. I like him. Paul Wall, you know.
Did you check out Certified Lover Boy?
Certified Lover Boy.
That's the new Drake album.
I like a few songs from them from Drake's new album.
Yeah.
I like a few of them, but there's some that I don't really like.
I don't blame you.
Listen to. Yeah. But I mean, but there's some that are good though, you know.
Yeah.
Like, so I like the ones that I like. I'll put them in my playlist, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And you like pizza? Who doesn't, right? But do you eat pizza?
Yeah.
What's your favorite pizza topping?
Just pepperoni.
Plain. There you go.
Yeah, just pepperoni. Yeah.
You don't mess with anything else, man. No mushrooms, no pineapple, no nothing on there.
Nah.
I hear that.
I like. I'm not very picky when it comes to. I just like pepperoni pizza, and I'm good with that. If they can put extra sauce on it, I'll take the extra sauce. I don't know why I like it with extra sauce, but I always do extra marinara.
Pizza goes hard. Pizza does go hard. Victor, anything else you want to let the audience know as we're closing it out here for the show today?
No, I mean, just thanks to everybody who supports me and has shown love since the beginning. And I hope after my last fight, I've gained some more fans and people who want to support me and stuff. And I appreciate all you guys. And that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Well, that's Victor Martinez, the newly signed UFC fighter. Thank you, Victor, for your time. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you, bro, for having me. Thank you.
Awesome. And to all the audience, thank you for listening. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.